there's a dark side in our modern times and the modern way of living, which consists in a great difficulty that we all have in focusing attention. And this is why books and instructional courses focusing on how to maintain attention and how to fix focus on a specific target are so popular and so lucrative. This is why Daniel Goleman, for example, after becoming a celebrity with his book on emotional intelligence, has written a book on focus, how to maintain focus. And if you look at public policy and the media, you see that much of the manipulation of the public occurs by diverting the public's attention from what the public should ideally be thinking about and observing to other ephemeral events and things. In many countries, just as some of the most important policy issues unfold, suddenly various attention-grabbing events occur, such as murders of various public officials, police officers, or sales of important enterprises in countries which are undergoing privatization, or issues with plagiarism at universities and the replacement of university executives and things like that. All of these events suggest, we can't claim that this is the case, but they suggest that there is an underground activity by those who operate a strategy of public relations in many countries which is aimed at diverting attention from the real issues. So focusing attention both on the level of public policy and sort of citizenship in the sense of franchise of our ability and our right to appraise public events and take a stance on them, and in terms of our individual lives, is crucial. So a large part of running a modern university, which is my field of research, a large part of running a modern university as probably the seminal institution for modern culture, because everything starts with education, both integrity and corruption, both competence and incompetence. A large part of running a university is developing a culture of focus and turning the university into grounds of focus, into an environment which will cultivate our focus. And this also involves a disciplining of our mind. University studies are a disciplining of our minds, the training of our minds to dedicate themselves to a single book, to a single author, to a single course, to a single event, to a single perspective, to a single question. And this is the foundation of education. And universities need to maintain their focus on that skill, because they are torn between various influences and various attention-grabbing content, just as individuals are everywhere in the world. And the quality of a university and the most important aspect in choosing university executives and university leaders is twofold. The first criterion should be sufficient life experience, so a certain age and a certain degree of wisdom in understanding both the society and university life. And the second is competence and track record as academics. Both these qualities are necessary for leaders in universities to keep universities what I call grounds of focus in any society, and to enhance their ability to cultivate focus and to preserve the spirit and the nature and the very content of the concept of education. So universities, be careful about how you select your university executives. They need to be wise men with sufficient life experience and with sufficient wisdom and interest and ability to articulate where the university's focus should lie. And this is not always obvious. This is not always where it might seem on the first a level of consideration on the surface. Sometimes what is required is community building within the university. Sometimes what is required is training of younger staff and placing their research in the best venues and publications. Sometimes what is required is establishing structure within university departments and faculties. Sometimes what is required is relating universities to other universities and making them more global. And this ought to be appraised and decided on by wise men, by wise and experienced university leaders.